Uh, Hi, I'm Josiah Rizzo, and I am a Christian, or at least that's what they tell me. I am 28 years old. I go to church regularly. I work in the film industry, and I like to masturbate. Was I supposed to say that? I've been a Christian all my life, and I've never read the Word all the way through. Why? It's really long. That's not what she said. That's what I said about the Word, and I'm supposed to have read the Word through. Uh, and I think about that every time I wake up at like, look at what time is it? Where's my phone? It is shit. I am popular. Look at all those notifications. It is 12:55. I only woke up 55 minutes ago. All right, here it is. Here's my Bible. So I figured I should probably, read the Word for once in my life. And my goal is that these videos should start off entertaining, because, but that by the end of it, it should be super boring because, hopefully by the time I'm done reading the entire Bible, I finally feel like the Christian I'm supposed to be. Because let's face it, guys, how many of you guys really enjoy reading the Bible? It's interesting. There's a lot of stuff that goes on. There are a lot of family members that get killed and curses and stuff. And I love God, but I don't know. I just feel like, society places an we're supposed to have our shit together because we're Christian, and I don't. So you guys are going to watch me get my shit together. And we're going to start off in Job. And if anyone asks why we're not starting off in Genesis, get a life. I don't know. But should we? I think we should see me reading the Word, right? It is called Rizzo Reads the Word. Hold on. There we go. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even. Gotta see myself. There we go. Look at that pretty guy. Pretty mustached man in his pajamas. Okay. This is literally me every single time I read the Word. I have to have a whole anxiety attack because I'm not even Christian enough to remember where Jeremiah is in the Bible. All right, so we're going to start off with Job 1 through 2. I am reading from the He Reads Truth Bible. Can you see that? He Reads Truth Bible. It's pretty cool because they have these kind of like, it's aesthetically pleasing. Yes, I did just say that. I am only reading my Bible because it is aesthetically pleasing. It's not, this ain't your dad's Bible. This one's cool. But it is cool because it usually has like a preface and kind of an explanation of what's going on. Oh, and by the way, we're reading from Job because it is quarantine, and I got to remember that there's shit that happens to people that's a lot worse than what's happening to me right now. All right, Job, key verse. But I know that my Redeemer lives, and at the end he will stand on the dust. That sounds brooding. Although Job is set in the patriarchal period, I don't know what the fuck that is, its date of writing and author are unknown. Jewish tradition places the authorship of Job in the time of Moses, approximately 1440 BC. In Job's era, wealth was measured in possession of cattle and servants. I will buy your daughter for 5 cattle. Like other Old Testament patriarchal family heads, Job performed priestly duties. It is my duty. Including offering sacrifices for his family. I like how it specifies for his family, not offering sacrifices of his family. Here's looking at you, Elijah. Yes, that was Elijah who did that, right? I don't know. Can I tell you how frustrating it is to always be surrounded by Christian men who know every verse of the GD Bible, and I'm just like, I can tell you what happened on Better Call Saul last week. Anyway, this is not your fault. This is my fault. This is why I'm reading the Word. Sorry, guys. I love you. Geographically, the events took place in the northern Arabian Peninsula, in the land of Uz. I'm probably going to mispronounce a lot of names, so just leave comments below, whoever's watching this. The book of Job demonstrates that God is sufficient and trustworthy for every situation in life. Along with this truth, Job portrays other additional themes. Character. Job was a man of character, Job 1:1. And God testified to his consistently blameless character, Job 1:8 through, and then 2:3. As Job saw it, God does not appear always to reward a blameless and pure life. No, he does not. No, he does not. Righteousness. Job stated that his righteousness was a central issue in his situation. Yet he wondered how he could convince God of this. Interesting. I've never read that before. All three of Job's friends condemned Job's attitude as self-righteous. Oh boy. I am probably going to get this messed up, but you know what? We're all along this journey as I read. Justice. Job wanted to receive justice, renounce injustice, and model justice. Job felt that God had not always dealt justly with him. Rather than championing his own righteousness, Job is called to understand God's essential righteousness, by which he justly governs the universe. Boom! Mic drop, bitch. Sorry. This is the last thing, I swear, and then we'll actually get to reading them Bibles. In the book of Job, we are reminded that suffering comes to everyone, the righteous and unrighteous alike. God does not always keep the righteous from danger or suffering. Ultimately, God controls all of life's situations, including limiting the power of Satan. The book of Job demonstrates poignantly that God's comfort and strength are always available to the trusting soul. That's a lot to unpack here. This is probably one of the most divisive books in the entire Bible, and we're about to dive head on to it in a YouTube video with no preparation whatsoever. It's going to be great. I can't see this possibly blowing up in my face. All right. Chapter 1. There was a man in the country of Uz named Job. He was a man of complete integrity who feared God and turned away from evil. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters. His estate included 7,000 sheep and goats, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen. This is like the old school version of MTV's Cribs. 500 female donkeys and a very large number of servants. Job was the greatest man among all the people of the East. Okay. His sons used to take turns having banquets at their homes. They would send an invitation to their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. Jesus, how big is this home? Oh, wait. How many homes did he have? I already forgot. This is... His sons used to take turns having banquets at their homes. They would send an invitation to their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. Whenever a round of banqueting was over, Job would send for his children and purify them. What would that mean? What? Oh, rising early in the morning to offer burnt offerings for all of them. Okay, so he would purify them by burnt offerings. Okay. For Job thought, perhaps my children have sinned, having cursed God in their hearts. This was Job's regular practice. Good on you, man. Meanwhile, in heaven, one day the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came with them, because, you know, he likes to chill with them. The Lord asked Satan, where have you come from? From roaming the earth, Satan answered him, and walking around on it. So back off, bro. Then the Lord said to Satan, have you ever considered my servant Job? No one else on earth is like him, a man of perfect integrity, who fears God and turns away from evil. You know, this would be one of those times, God, where I don't need you to acknowledge me. You know, just ignore me. Don't mention me to Satan. Satan answered the Lord, does Job fear God for nothing? Does Job fear God for nothing? Haven't you placed a hedge around him, his household, and everything he owns? You have blessed the work of his hands, and his possessions have increased in the land. But stretch out your hand and strike everything he owns, and he will surely curse you to your face. Very well, the Lord said, Satan. Everything he owns is in your power. However, do not lay a hand on Job himself. So Satan left the Lord's presence. One day, when Job's sons and daughters were eating and drinking wine in their oldest brother's house, a messenger came to Job and reported, while the oxen were plowing and the donkeys grazing nearby, the Sabeans swooped down and took them away. They struck down the servants with the sword, and I alone escaped to tell you. That messenger was still speaking when yet another came and reported, the Chaldeans formed 3 bands, made a raid on the camels, and took them away. They struck down the servants with a sword, and I alone escaped to tell you. Okay. He was still speaking when another messenger came and reported, your sons and daughters were eating and drinking wine in their oldest brother's house. Suddenly, a powerful wind swept in from the desert and struck the 4 corners of the house. It collapsed on the young people so that they died. Holy crap. And I alone escaped to tell you. Then Job stood there, tore his robe, and shaved his head. He fell to the ground and worshipped, saying, naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will leave this life. The Lord gives, and the Lord takes away. Wow, and there we go. There's the controversial scripture that everyone always uses. Now, I am of the belief that God's not a dick. that he's not some celestial dick who's just dicking around up there and just dicking with people. Because I, for one, don't believe God is human, so he's not going to be an asshole like humans are. However, Job is like the number one quoted scripture and chapter book of the Bible where people are like, you know what? I think God is a dick. And, reading this, don't know what to say. The Lord gives and the Lord takes away. Blessed be the Lord, the name of the Lord. He just blessed the Lord after his kids died. That's commitment. Throughout all of this, Job did not sin or blame God for anything. Boy, Job should see me when my Adobe Premiere crashes, because I am way, way more likely to blame God for life stuff. All right, that was the first chapter of Job. Yeah.